Hello guys, it's Code Red Rats here, and I am gonna be playing Minecraft. Yes, if you can see the thing, yeah. So, I'm playing on a one block world I made a while ago. So you got a cobblestone generator over here. Got myself another portal. Then I got myself a second floor. Well, technically a basement, but I got a second floor. So yeah. 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 No, go away. Don't worry, I have keep inventory. I know that Elder Guardian. I have the remaining fatigues. Die! Don't worry, I have keep inventory on, but like I didn't put keep inventory on. I bought keep inventory from that thingy, so it's technically not cheating if you think about it. No. Bro, this guy has thorns on. Oh man, my torch. Oh yeah. Where'd my milk go? I thought I had milk. Oh, there it is. Also, yes, I made a fence around it so my farm animals don't, fall. Because I have trapdoors on. Yeah, I don't really have any plans for the skyblock, but, it's nice to make a series off of it. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Also, sorry for not posting. I'm doing stuff and planning stuff. Also, mainly school. So yeah. Also, I've been working on like few animated shows, but again, I don't know how to animate, so I kind of ditch those. But I'm still planning their universes. So yeah. There you go. But yeah, I'm gonna work on my basement area. Also, a thing I've noticed, Luke the Notable, if you know him, his 100 days videos are like 1 hour or 1 hour and 1 second long. Am I literally the only one that noticed it? Cause I watch him like a lot. Well, the first time I noticed it is when I was watching one of his 200 days in Bedrock video. Yeah. So yeah. Also, yay! Name tags are stackable. Yeah. They need to make saddles stackable though, and maybe water buckets and lava buckets. Yeah. I think we're gonna make a great addition. Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah, also I've seen this cool trick where you put you have like gravel and stuff. And then you like combine it with dirt to make coarse dirt. And then you hoe the coarse dirt. And then you mine the coarse dirt to get to get more dirt. And I'm gonna do that just now. I'm gonna do that right now. Yeah. Whoops, I missed. Yes, I made it. Whoa. Oh yeah, sorry. You know, I don't really cut my videos often, like, you know, pause it or like cool edit and like blah blah blah. Yeah, no. I like to yap, so I don't really pause the videos. Or well, no, pause pause it and like do this and then pause it because yeah. Darn, I knew I should have gotten an iron hole or something. Yeah, that's weird. My dirt. And that's weird. I usually have more dirt than that. I know I mine more dirt than I know that. Me, I would know that. No, I don't wanna. I don't want a hole. I want an iron hole. Yes. Now I have to. Then I'm going to do this. Okay, like. Also, there's this cool song I recommend. It's a Murder Johnson. The Amazing Duo Circus remix. It's Your New Home by Brian JCB. This is not a sponsor because obviously, why would I have a sponsor? I'm new. My channel is new. Why would I have a sponsor, anyways? But yeah, you should really listen to it. It's basically Your New Home, except with like a guitar thingy, like a guitar jazz thingy. Yeah. So like I'm a big Murder fan, right? But I only have like the bird plush. Because guess what? I don't have any money. No, and the plushie was my birthday present. So yeah. There's no, yeah. Plus the only way I can go get the plushies is from Hot Topic, but they don't have them. They don't have all of them. And that's at the mall, which is far away from where I live. And blah blah blah. Yeah. Oh, I almost fell off. But yeah. There's so many vanilla we used to get illegal blocks, like, you know, switching versions or going to old snapshots or whatever. Also, I feel like some of my blocks like dropped into the void. I mean, no, not the void. The nether. The nether. Spooky. Like, I thought I was getting a little bit of dirt. No, I got like a few bajillion dirts. So yeah. So yeah, so I got pens. Yeah. Okay, I was just walking. No Snapchat. Oh my god, no! Sorry. Different notifications. Hmm. Don't worry, I'll just shove all my stuff in here for now. Because I'll definitely need it for later. Oh my god. But yeah. I'll show you guys some recording this on my bed. Just so you guys know. Because I am too lazy to get up. And this is like the only thing I can actually record Minecraft on that won't show my shadow. Because my Xbox is on my TV, which if it's there, you'll expose my files. So I'm only gonna do my Minecraft videos on my phone. Yeah. Like Poppy Playtime and like Bendy Link Machine, I think will be. Oh my god. There we go. Very convenient. Yum. Yeah, like games that aren't on mobile or I can't play on mobile will be on my Xbox. So I have a risk to exposing my face. Oh, that one's Dort. Yes, I got Dort, guys. I got Dort. You know what? I think I should start planting the thingy, what do you call it? Sugarcane, yeah. I think I should start planting the sugarcane. So maybe you have not many torches. I have my sugarcane farm over here. Wait, actually, you know what? Darn. Darn. Yes. Darn. 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 Darn, yeah. I think I should do it down here. I really need to avoid this area. How do I do it? My That was fast. Yeah, that's a big risk. So I think we're good on sugarcane. That's good. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll just So yeah, I will see you when I get done building the basement. Bye-bye. Alrighty, I'm out of cobblestone, but I got rid of the hole where the platform is. Oh no. Thinking of like putting like a storage system down there. But yeah, also expanded my sugarcane farm that's already grown. You got 64 and 1 out of that entire thing. Wow, that's a lot. I think I have to put my own little chest system down there. Chest system? No, more like chests. Yeah, I think 4 is good. Cool part about this is that it's like 4 blocks tall. So blocks make it a 3, but still. So we know that we get 64 and 1 sugarcane per harvest. So yeah. But we need more cow. Or it should be 64 and 2 stacks and 2. But yeah. And I'll put my I'll AFK this. But I'll see you in like a few hours, I think, yeah. Alright, see y'all later.
After hours of work, I present to you the Animation Versus full timeline recap. Alan Becker is
sorry, I did. I just started watching this recap on Alan Becker's series.
Recapping all of it in chronological order. But there's 2 things I need to mention first. Number 1, I will not be
but my pickaxe is broke,
videos, nor will I be covering the
and I got a few things with cobblestone. Don't worry, I got a few.
If you can somehow fit them into the story later, then so be it. But as of right now, they're just greedy. The second thing I want to say is that I will not be covering the shorts on Alan Becker's channel, as those are mainly just extra stuff. But anyways, with all that out of the way, let's start with the first video.
So I just don't mind the thing in the background.
So, Alan Becker creates a stick figure called Victim to torment them, basically. The stick figure breaks free and starts to fight back. Both of them start having a battle and even start creating weapons to fight each other. After some back and forth, the stick figure even makes copies of himself. Alan Becker is barely able to press the X and shut down the program. And now we jump all the way to the beginning of Animator versus Animation 11, also known as AVA 11, which shows us episode 1. We see Victim being created and watch.
Also, the videos in chronological order, so like the episode will be different.
What we didn't know is that this was just the beginning. On another day, he creates Victim again, and Victim still seems to retain his memory from the previous creation. Alan then messes around with him again before eventually deleting it. And this process happens over and over and over again. Days upon weeks upon months of torment. Before one day in 2007, Alan creates Victim, but has to leave his laptop temporarily. He traps Victim in a box and leaves. However, Victim escapes. He leaves the app and creates a rocket which lets him escape Alan's laptop as he travels through the internet. He bounces around all over the place before eventually landing on someone else's computer, where someone has created this character right here whose name is Mitzi. She then submits her little animation of Mitzi to Newgrounds, and it also pushes Victim along for the ride. We then see Newgrounds and a bunch of animations being uploaded. Basically, whenever an animation is uploaded onto Newgrounds, the character from the animation travels as this green light source thingy to the outernet where they spawn in. Anyways, back to Victim, he travels past Newgrounds and eventually hits the outernet, which not only causes him to turn gray, but literally links the outernet to the rest of the internet. On on his way down, he hits a windmill before eventually crashing onto land. And this is when we see Mitzi spawn on the Ultranet. She then
Oh, yeah, I'm
Victim,
almost
but not before
past
long,
phase
the
5.
Cursor arrives, and not just one, but a whole army, causing Victim to freak out. But then the sun shines through, and it wasn't Cursors at all, but other people from a nearby village. Victim then sees the windmill that he accidentally destroyed and starts creating pieces to help rebuild it. The town is impressed by his skills, and eventually Mitzi and Victim finish the windmill. We then start seeing a flashback of Mitzi and Victim together. However, Victim is still tormented by the Cursor. But one day, while looking at the windmill, Mitzi gets an idea. They start a small business where they repair and fix stuff, and thus Rocket Corp is born. Rocket Corp is developing strong, but there's other stuff that canonically happens next, so let's go to those. Next being episode 2, where Alan creates another stick figure. But this time he does not call him Victim. He calls it the Chosen One instead. And because he called him this, the stick figure gets superpowers. The Chosen One actually manages to escape the app and starts messing around on the desktop.
Oh, yeah.
He even starts fighting other apps like the Firefox Fox. Meanwhile, Alan is panicking and tries talking to someone named Programmer 021. But just as Alan is about to get an answer about how to defeat the Chosen One, well, there goes that plan. Alan then opens up an antivirus which detects the Chosen One as a virus, and it starts attacking him. And after a battle, the Chosen One gets captured.
No.
And now has to work
Sorry.
for Alan Becker burning Papa Bats. On to episode 3, we still see the Chosen One being a slave, but the Chosen One starts seeing it as a stick figure slavery, and decides
Oh, yeah, I was gonna
enough
mix
is
up.
enough. The Chosen One manages to grab Alan Becker's cursor and free himself.
Mine.
Alan Becker then asks
Boom.
Flippy for some help, and both of them battle the Chosen One. However, just as it seems they're about to win, it's simply not working. While Flippy and the Chosen One fight, Alan decides to make a brand new stick figure called the Dark Lord. And Alan programs him to destroy the Chosen One. Anyways, the Chosen One finishes off Flippy, but now he has the Dark Lord to deal with.
There
They
you go.
start battling and eventually make their way to the desktop, where the Dark Lord gets other apps to join the fight. But eventually, the Dark Lord is trapped in Minesweeper. He has to be careful and try to escape. While this is happening, the Chosen One is dealing with the other apps and eventually gets rid of them all, ending with him throwing Firefox into the Minesweeper board, blowing it up. But just when it seems the Chosen One is going to kill the Dark Lord, they actually decide to team up instead, and they team up against Alan Becker. Now, a crazy final battle commences, leading to them creating a black hole thingy, which kind of blows up, causing the computer screen to literally crack and cause a fatal error. It completely terminated the computer. Now let's get into episode 7, titled The Flashback, which shows what we just saw in Mirror vs. Animation 3. But just as a final explosion is happening, we see the Chosen One and the Dark Lord escape through the internet right before the blue screen of death. The Chosen One and the Dark Lord then both create havoc throughout the internet for the next 8 years. While this is happening, it leads to Animation vs. Minecraft 0, where both of them land into the world of Minecraft. They take a look around and decide to continue their destruction, blowing things up and laying waste to the land. They smash their fists into the ground, causing an explosion. The Dark Lord then launches away, but just before the Chosen One follows, he picks up a Minecraft block. He starts to experiment around, collecting some more blocks, and makes a tiny little house. The Dark Lord comes back, and the Chosen One shows it off. The Dark Lord takes a look, and then wants to blow it up. The Chosen One stops him at first before giving in and just letting him blow it up. The Dark Lord then flies away, ready to cause some more destruction, but accidentally bangs into a floating island, stumbling around and then falling into the nether. He stumbles around some more, falling into lava, and upon emerging, he takes a look around, seeing the new atmosphere. He then excitedly causes more chaos and destruction. Meanwhile, the Chosen One finishes his house. He then peacefully starts exploring the world of Minecraft, admiring its beauty. And after some fun, he sits down and watches the sunset. The Dark Lord then shows up and beckons him to leave. And the episode ends with the Dark Lord traveling through the portal to the rest of the internet, with the Chosen One following shortly after. And this leads back to AVA 11. Rocket Corp is growing more and more successful. We see this character named Agent join the team. Victim even starts to ignore the torment that Alan had given him, focusing on the present and the future. In 2011, they celebrate 4 years, but the happy moment is then ripped away, as Mitzi, along with a bunch of others like Agent, start vanishing. We cut to Newgrounds and see the place is under attack, and that this destruction is causing the characters to be ripped from the Ultranet and brought to Newgrounds. The place is under fire, and people are scrambling in terror. Mitzi starts helping some of the others escape, but then an explosion happens, knocking them around. Mitzi then gets trapped under some rubble. The Agent sees this and tries to help out, but the Agent looks up and sees the Chosen One.
Is there a
He
mistake?
backs away
Must
to
get it
smoke,
right.
fleeing the the seed. Then we see that the Chosen One wasn't alone. The Dark Lord was there with him, causing the chaos. Agent then escapes through a portal back to the Outernet and makes his way back to Rocket Corp. Victim confronts him and then puts a memory scanner on him. He rewinds to the Newgrounds fight and watches as Mitzi dies in front of him by the hands of the Chosen One. And now we get to Animation vs. Minecraft 30. In this episode, we see King Orange in the Outernet, reminiscing about his son Gold. Just then, we see an older Gold come into frame, handing his father a corn dog. They have a little battle before heading off to a local town. After looking around, Gold sees Minecraft and becomes fascinated by it. He brings his father over to the stand, has him sign a waiver, and off they go. We see this giant Minecraft grass block with a hallway attached to it. And we also see some people, called the developers, at a control stand. Gold enters the hallway and the workers initiate the mechanism, and Gold is then warped into Minecraft. King Orange sees his son in Minecraft on a screen, and Gold starts doing the typical Minecraft stuff, gathering resources and crafting. But suddenly, a fatal error occurs. The workers try to shut the machine down, but to no avail. And suddenly, the world starts glitching out, but with some quick thinking, Gold exits the game, which lets him exit through the portal. Gold is now in the hallway, and his father is trying to free his son. Gold, meanwhile, is glitching out and is trying his best to escape. The workers cannot shut the machine down, and they also cannot open the door. They try harder and harder until the glitchiness fully consumes Gold. King Orange starts to let all of his anger out on the developers. In episode 4, we see Alan talking to a friend about what happened in the last video, and that Alan now has a brand new computer. At the same time, he's animating this orange stick figure right here. But when Alan leaves the room, the stick figure comes to life. Alan is busy doing the laundry, so the stick figure starts exploring around Alan's desktop, eventually finding a website called www.sticksfight.com, where we get to meet Blue, Green, Red, and Yellow. Orange seems freaked out about their fighting at first, but eventually toughens up and wants to go at it. He breaks into the box ready to fight, but the others realize that they are now free. Orange shows them the way out and they start exploring around Alan's computer. But then Alan gets back. He immediately starts deleting the stick figures one by one until it's just Orange left. And interestingly, when Alan goes to Orange's name, it says the second coming.exe, aka the Chosen One's return. Alan tries to delete the second coming, but the program is too resistant. The second coming saying, "You ended my friends, now I will end you." The second coming then starts going on Facebook and starts saying awful stuff as Alan to try and break up his friendships. Meanwhile, Alan is trying to clear up the damage. The second coming then makes his way to Alan's phone and starts running around on there before eventually making his way back to the PC. He then traps Alan's cursor and literally destroys it. But with some quick thinking, Alan goes to the settings and gets a brand new one. But while he was doing that, the second coming was creating some figures of his own, which also start messing around the computer. Alan goes to delete them, but then pauses. These creations by the second coming remind him of the stuff that he drew, and Alan sees just how talented the second coming is. But then one of them grabs Alan's cursor and starts beating it, which causes Alan to freak out and then quickly delete all of them. He finally captures the second coming and starts to talk to him, which is something Alan didn't even know they could do until just now. Alan decides to make a deal with the second coming, saying he will free him if he helps animate with him and not destroy his computer. The second coming says no, that you killed his friends, but then Alan refreshes www.sticksfight.com and brings back his friends, who still even seem to have their old memory. The second coming then accepts the deal, and 5 months later, they are both happily animating together. And when they decide to go on break, the second coming hangs out with his friends. Now we go to AVM, Animation vs. Minecraft, the OG episode. So it starts with the second coming stepping on the now old Minecraft logo, which shows a hotbar. The second coming is intrigued, so he grabs the Minecraft logo, which basically puts him in creative mode. He then builds a house and shows Green what he can now do. Green messes around with it before running off and doing his own thing. The second coming tries to break a block, but it doesn't break instantly anymore. He mines the block, and upon gathering it, we realize he is now in survival mode. He then learns how to craft. Cut the Green, he has created a working windmill. But then Blue snatches the logo and builds some stuff of his own. And then Yellow grabs it and makes something. Then finally Red comes in, and upon seeing the logo, he punches Yellow and seems to turn on the rest before finally escaping through a folder. The gang is confused, but before they go after Red, they start gathering materials and craft some armor and weapons. They then enter the folder, but zombies suddenly attack. They quickly defeat them, enter another folder, and find a spawner, which they quickly destroy, stopping any more zombies from spawning. But they are then challenged by their next foe, skeletons. With some quick thinking, they create a fence and attack using a dispenser. But then a creeper shows up. It kind kinda helped actually. But then another creeper rears his face and blows up, but creates a hole which kind of breaks into the computer and shows some netherrack. They then mine through and end up off the computer monitor and find some more spawners, which they quickly take care of. But then they see Red. They approach him, but he attacks. Yellow then tries to stop him, but fails, until Green actually knocks him down. He goes to grab the Minecraft logo, but then Red glitches a little. Yeah, Herobrine. Red then creates this giant stick figure version of himself and is dominating in the fight. The Second Coming is knocked to the side while the rest are getting trampled, losing health rapidly. The Second Coming temporarily stops Red before he too is ruthlessly attacked, but he's grabbed by Green and they barely escape. They make it back, but don't really have much to fight with, and Red is on his way, so they decide to work with what they got. Red finally breaks into the area, then Green throws a fishing rod with Yellow shortly after, holding him in place. The Second Coming then uses a minecart to make him trip, while Blue grows some trees which breaks the obsidian stick figure. They all then grab the Minecraft logo, barely keeping it away from Red, before the Second Coming finally dunks it into the trash, which removes everything Minecraft. We then see that Herobrine was indeed controlling Red, and then Herobrine dies. And then they all hug Red. Now let's move on to animation versus YouTube. At the start, we see the Second Coming and Green flipping through a playlist, watching YouTube, and they decide on this stick figure animation video, of course. But then it starts to buffer. Having enough, the Second Coming starts to punch the video, but the buffering shifts into a face. The face then uses the like and dislike hands as, well, hands, and he is not happy. The stick figures and the YouTube face start to battle, and YouTube even uses the videos as attacks. He then opens theater mode to continue tormenting both of them. Eventually, they use a couch to destroy one of the hands. But YouTube opens full screen, and the Second Coming and Green are getting absolutely destroyed. After a bit, the Second Coming grabs a pop-up pad and destroys the other hand. The Second Coming goes to close the full screen, but YouTube morphs these pop-up boxes into existence, using them to trap the game and even make more hands. YouTube grabs the full screen button and starts teasing the stick figures with it, using various YouTube videos to attack them. Mr. YouTube even brings up Animator vs. Animation 1. Anyways, the Second Coming opens the settings and turns off annotations, which removes the boxes. They then go to click the full screen button, but YouTube starts flipping between videos, keeping the icon away from them both. But eventually, they grab it, and the Second Coming even uses it on himself, making him big. The Second Coming then starts beating YouTube up, but YouTube flings the setting icon and makes it hit the refresh button, resetting everything and giving him back his hands. Green grabs the full screen icon, but YouTube also grabs it and they rip it in half. This angers YouTube, and he even starts to talk through the videos.
You little stick figures.
It's time for...
You to die.
Okay.
But Green and the Second Coming look at the upload button and get a plan. They start to have an epic battle, and eventually the Second Coming selects a video that sends Green flying to the upload button, and he clicks it. He then uploads himself to YouTube as a video, saving himself to the playlist that they were watching, and then the Second Coming goes back to where YouTube was, starts dodging some attacks, scrolls to the bottom of the playlist, and eventually clicks the Green stick figure video. This brings up Green, and he starts to stretch the video, finally destroying YouTube once and for all. The rest of the color gang finally arrive and are confused. They ignore all the chaos and start to search for a video to watch. Meanwhile, the Second Coming and Green flee the scene. They start watching a stick figure video, the video starts to buffer, and Red goes to deal with it, restarting the whole process. Now we get into the official episode 1 of AVM, called The Rediscovery. The Second Coming is shown walking around the monitor when he sees an empty spot in the toolbar and remembers that the Minecraft logo was there. He then searches around the computer and rediscovers Minecraft. The others then show up, and the Second Coming tries to keep it a secret from the rest at first before caving in and showing everyone. But this time they decide to gather their resources in creative mode and then give it to the next person, so no one needs to hog the logo for resources. But just as Yellow is about to pass it to Red, he gets a flashback and stops. They then create a whole defense area for just in case purposes and then hand Red the Minecraft logo. Red then hilariously pretends to act like he's being taken control of again before then innocently spawning some rabbits. In episode 2, they gather some resources and, well, have a building contest. They're trying to replicate an excavator, which the Second Coming brings up an image of, and he also then sets a timer and the contest is on. Once the time's up, they each show their builds one by one, ending with Green, who wins. And then they blow it up. Anyways, in episode 3, we see Yellow mess around with some blocks and then accidentally mine into Alan's computer. He tries to cover it up, but eventually just decides to dig further. After some mining, he finds an abandoned mine shaft and also finds a minecart and some rails. He messes around with it and decides to build a roller coaster. Once completed, he has the rest go on it and off they go. He leads through some tunnels, jumps off some slime launchers, and even has some trolls. We then see Yellow waiting at the end, and then In the next episode, we see Blue farming, eating food occasionally. He then tries another war and likes the taste. He puts it in a cauldron and accidentally makes an aqua potion. He places that into a brewing stand and experiments around with it, and eventually teaches himself how to make potions. Cut to Red, he spawns a pig and walks over to Blue's farm, only to find him knocked out from all the drinking. But the pig, yeah, he starts to drink some of the potions and gains a lot of effects. He starts eating all the crops and is going kind of crazy, eventually finding the rest and causing more chaos, and even beats up the Second Coming. But Blue drinks some potions and starts having an epic battle with the pig. The pig is simply too powerful, but the rest of the gang join and it's a 1v5. The battle is intense, but in the end, the pig's potion effect runs out and it dies from fall damage. In the next episode, it starts with Blue trying to create a chicken statue and then accidentally finding a note block. Red and Blue experiment around with the block, and Yellow even shows them how to automatically have them play using redstone. Eventually, Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow create a band which wakes the Second Coming up. The Second Coming turns off the volume, but just when he gets back, they turn the volume back on. Yeah, I don't think the Second Coming is getting much sleep. In episode 6, Yellow is messing around with the creative mode hotbar and then finds a command block. He tries to figure it out, but then a note comes out of the block which seems to give him instructions on how to use it. Yellow starts experimenting with it and eventually starts trolling Red with it. Red sees Yellow and they decide to team up. They have Red perform a magic trick show when in reality it's just Yellow pulling all the strings with commands. The magic trick show keeps getting more and more wild, and then lightning strikes a command block, which seems to give it a mind of its own. It's going haywire. Things are chaos, and the Second Coming walks into the mess. The command blocks start completely messing with everything, but with some quick thinking by the Second Coming, he restarts the PC, which fixes the issue. And then the video ends with them deciding to destroy the command block. In the next episode, the episode starts with everyone peacefully building a house until they start having some disagreements on how it's designed. This goes back and forth until a battle breaks out. Red spawns an iron golem, but the Second Coming and Yellow use dispensers to fight back. The battle keeps going back and forth, and we even see Blue and Red use invincibility potions before eventually getting caught. But Green is about to set off a bunch of TNT, so the Second Coming swoops in and accidentally goes too far by killing Green. The gang is devastated. Green, however, respawns in the house and pranks everyone by showing up in his own casket, which freaks everyone out.
Alrighty guys, well, that's going to be the end of this video.
When a zombie pigman suddenly drops in, they kill it and realize it came from a folder that's emitting strange particles. They jump through it.
Alright guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this almost 50-minute marathon of me doing stuff. But yeah, so I'll see ya in the next video. Code Red Raz out.